maintained during winter months.
Kind of, am I in focus? I don't know. I guess I kind of broke the rules trying to get the intro shot, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
But I mean, it's not even, okay, there's not even snow on the ground. I mean, not sure what the deal is, but you could probably open it today.
The sun is out in what seems like weeks, and it's also warm out, so I figured I'd do a vlog. If you guys are new to the channel and don't know who I am, I'm based in Toronto, and the COVID situation isn't great. In fact, it's a nightmare, and there's talk of a curfew next week. So I figured I'd do a vlog while I can still leave the house, because don't know what's going to happen next week. And thanks for clicking on this video. If you guys watched my last video, I spoke about just believing in your ideas just to make stuff. And if you haven't watched it, go check it out. I'll link it here. And I think in today's video, I want to talk about, you know, when you want to make something, but you don't have an idea, like what do you do? Because I think that happens a lot. And, you know, I just kind of like want to try to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to kind of spur your creative spirit just so you guys get into the rhythm of making stuff, because right now I've been struggling with photography ever since the new year. I haven't shot anything just because it's just been like there's no snow, there's really no light. Today's the first day in like days that there's sun, and it's just kind of like blah. The approach that I use is I zoom in on detail because I don't want to show people this crummy little trail. So usually I'll just zoom in on just like tree branches and try to create like a mood from the branches, because you can get some kind of cool stuff, show like the winter theme, and it sort of looks like this. I mean, it's not the greatest photo in the world, but you know, it gets you shooting, gets you clicking the shutter. The more you do it, the more you get into a rhythm, and that's half the battle, just to pick up the camera. So, I mean, my suggestion is to stop scrolling social media, walk out your door, and always look up. Anyway, I'm gonna walk down the stairs because, I don't know, it's just nicer down there. And I think always really just pay attention to light and see where like light hits, because I just saw this rock that I just took some B-roll of. And I don't know, there's just some cool light. There's just some cool light hanging off that rock. So pay attention to light, and you can really make a cool photo. I think also just use your phone if you have to. I mean, it's a lot more convenient. I just took a couple of really cool phone photos up there because it was a wider lens, because I only took my telephoto with me, and they're pretty cool shots. And I got someone like kind of like framed in like the sign thing, so that was very cool. So always pay attention. I think sometimes we get caught up in our work and we always try to do better our last shot. And sometimes that's not possible just based on season or where we are or what have you. So I think the trick is just to shoot as much as possible and really don't put so much pressure on yourself to like get like a really cool shot, because at the end of the day, you're still doing the work.
It is a nice day today.
Like whenever I like rest the camera on a bench and talk, it's a lot easier instead of like juggling the camera and talking and making sure I'm in focus and people around me staring at me. The other day I was on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook, and suddenly they served me up memories of photos I took back in 2016 or 2017 when I went to Vienna and Slovakia, you know, at a time when you can still get on an airplane. And they showed me photos that I took, and I do a double take because I couldn't believe that I took those photos, but I did. And it just showed me how much I've improved since then. And sometimes it's easy to get lost in your progress just because you're so caught up in like the last photo. So I think my tip when you're stuck with trying to get an idea for photography is look at your old stuff and see what you did, and then maybe you can get an idea from there, because you're obviously better now.
One remaining rock with a little bit of ice. The last remnants of winter 2020.
So hopefully this vlog's making sense. Like usually I write my notes down or just of what I want to say, but sometimes I forget to look, or people are kind of noisy around me, so it kind of distracts me, which is kind of the case today because it's nice out. So everyone's out. And yeah, hopefully it's giving you guys a little bit of, I don't know, spark, inspiration, whatever the case is. But really, you just gotta like get out and make something. And I kind of like these rocks here, especially with the sun coming off the rocks. So there could be a shot there.
very cool. There's definitely a shot here.
I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And just goes to show you, just look around you, pay attention, and you never know what you can find. I'm glad I came down here because it's kind of fun. It's really good to get out today. Haven't shot really since last year, late December, so it's good to get some shots in, start up my 2021 photography journey. And yeah, it's actually coming to my 2-year anniversary of these vlogs, really. The first one was that Snowy Owl meetup that I did. And besides YouTube Rewind, I'm really proud of that video just because there was really no reason for me to do it. A, there was like a blizzard. B, it was freezing cold. C, I had no audience, like zero subscribers, zero everything. So really there was no reason for me to do it. You just gotta push through, and even when you don't feel like making something, just make it, because you don't know where it's gonna lead. I was just kind of like walking through and I just noticed these kind of like dead flowers. And yes, I mean, it's not exactly very inspirational, but you can somehow get the lighthouse in the background and either have it in focus or out of focus, or there's some people walking and you can use these dead flowers to like frame the person. You know, so if you're stuck with trying to get an idea, either photography or video, I would just start with what you're curious about. And there's no shame in going on Google or going on YouTube and see what other people are doing and just trying to grab some ideas from there and just start doing it yourself, because eventually you can have your own voice. And that's how everyone starts. I mean, I watched like a documentary recently basically saying that there is no true originality anymore, which, you know, may or may not be true, but if you're stuck, just go online, try to get some ideas that way. And again, just do it because you want to do it and do it for yourself. And the more that you do that and the more that you have fun, the more that you're gonna get better, trust me. And yeah, I'm kind of rambling again in this video, so apologies, I'll try to do better next time.
Pretty cool little ice there off that branch.
I think also one of the problems with getting ideas is that we tend to overcomplicate it. Sometimes you just gotta simplify. Sometimes we have too many options, like too many lenses, too many ideas that we can't focus on one. So simplify, focus on just one piece of gear, one idea, and then just make it, because I think we get burdened by ideas. And I think that sometimes stops us from actually making anything at all. I didn't call this video, so sorry about the rambling. Also, look at the cool light coming off this, whatever you call this thing. It wasn't intended, but it's kind of cool. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment. I also realized I've worn sunglasses this whole time, so I just have this thing of making sure that the viewer knows I'm making eye contact. So here's my chance. And yeah, next vlog is going to be at 50 Point Conservation Area tomorrow morning sunrise. So hopefully I can bang something out that makes sense, hopefully. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Something, because your story is unique, no one else can tell it, and I think that's your power. I know that's your power, because I can't be you and you can't be me or something, so it kind of makes sense. Not really, but you kind of know what I mean. Rambling, so hopefully this video made a little bit of sound of it. I swear I made notes somewhere. It's also really bright out. It's not exactly the best time to film myself, but